今天是2025年10月15号，天气有点冷了，现在要穿 jacket。哎呀，今天来读会儿书吧，来读这个《南方北方》的第9章 Dressing for Tea。那之前呢，这个女主搬到了 Milton，见到了男主，是在旅店里面。这点跟电视剧中那种比较升级的冲突是不一样的。电视剧里男女主的会面不是很 pleasant，他们是在工厂里面会面，而且男主还在打人那时候。但实际上在书里面就更正常一些，就是因为男主是女主爸爸的学生，所以男主去旅店找女主的爸爸，这时候他们碰面了。那这个时候呢，女主因为经常出去散步，所以呢也认识了一些工人朋友，就是 Higgins 一家那第9章这个写 Dressing for Tea 不知道是什么，可能是男主的妈妈过来看他们。The day after this meeting with Higgins and his daughter, Mr. Hale came upstairs into the little drawing room. He began to examine different objects there, but Margaret saw that it was merely a nervous way of putting off something he wished, yet feared to say. Out it came at last. My dear, I've asked Mr. Thornton to come to tea tonight. Miss Hale was leaning back in her easy chair with her eyes shut and an expression of pain on her face, which had become habitual to her of late. But now she roused up querulously. Mr. Thornton tonight. What in the world does the man want to come here for? And Dixon is washing my muslins and laces, and there's no soft water with these horrid east winds, which I suppose we shall have all year in Milton. The wind is veering round, my dear, said Mr. Hale, looking out at the smoke rather vaguely. Don't tell me, said Miss Hale, shuddering and wrapping her shawl tightly about her. But east or west wind, I suppose this man comes. Oh, ma'am, Mr. Thornton looks like a person who'd enjoy battling with everything, winds included. The more it rains and blows, the more certain we are to have him. I'll go and help Dixon, and he won't want any amusement beyond talking to Papa. You know, Papa, I have only seen him once, and then we were so puzzled to know what to say to each other, and we did not get on particularly well. He's not a ladies' man. Margaret looks scornful. I don't particularly admire ladies' men, Papa, but Mr. Thornton comes here as your friend, so we will give him a welcome and some coconut cakes. Dixon will be flattered if we ask her to make some, and I will iron your caps, Mamma. Margaret had planned other employments for herself, a letter to Alice, some dent, a visit to Higgins, but instead she ironed away, listening to Dixon's complaints and hoping that her sympathy might prevent Dixon from carrying the reticule of her sorrows to Miss Hale. Margaret had to remind herself of her father's regard for Mr. Thornton to subdue the weariness that was stealing over her and bringing on one of the bad headaches to which she had lately become liable. She could hardly speak when she sat down at last and told her mother that she was no longer Peggy, the laundry maid, but Margaret Hale, the lady. She meant this speech for a little joke and was vexed with herself when she found her mother taking it seriously. 就是说这家人搬到这个北方之后呢，因为只带了他妈妈就是出嫁时候的一个女佣，然后这时候呢女主就需要自己做很多事情，然后她就想去找一个女佣，但是在北方是很难的，因为佣人的工钱不如去工厂工作。正是因为她经常上街找女佣呢，她认识了这个 Higgins 这个工人的一家。 Yes, if anyone had told me when I was Miss Beersford that a child of mine would have to stand in a little pocket kitchen working away like any servant so that we might prepare to receive a tradesman. 很生气啊。Oh, Mom, said Margaret, I don't mind ironing or any kind of work. For you and Papa, I am a born and bred lady through it all. I'm just tired now, but in half an hour I shall be ready to do the same over again. And as to Mr. Thornton's being in trade, why he can't help that, poor fellow. I don't suppose his education would fit him for much else. She rose slowly and went to her own room, for just now she could not bear much more. In Mr. Thornton's house at this very same time a similar thing was going on. A large boned lady, long past middle age, sat at work in a grim, handsomely furnished dining room. Her features were strong and massive, and held a decided expression. She was a firm, severe, dignified woman, handsomely dressed in black silk. 这是男主的妈妈应该是。She was mending a large tablecloth, holding it up against the light occasionally. There was not a book in the room except 6 volumes of Bible commentaries, which lay on the sideboard, flanked by a tea urn and a lamp. In some remote room, someone was practicing the piano very rapidly and rather carelessly. Miss Thornton heard a decisive step past the dining room door. John, is that you? Her son opened the door. What has brought you home so early? I thought you were going to tea with that Mr. Hell. So I am, mother. I am come home to dress. Dress? Why should you dress to go and take a cup of tea with an old parson? Mr. Hell is a gentleman. His wife and daughter are ladies. Wife and daughter. Do they teach too? What do they do? You have never mentioned them. No, because I have never seen Miss Hell. I have only seen Miss Hell for half an hour. Take care you don't get caught by a penniless girl, John. I am not easily caught, mother, as I think you know, but I must not have Miss Hell spoken of in that way, which you know is offensive to me. I never was aware of any young lady trying to catch me yet. Now do I believe that any has given themselves that useless trouble. Well, I only say take care. Perhaps our Milton girls have too much spirit and good feeling to go angling after husbands, but this Miss Hell comes out of the aristocratic countries where, if all tales be true, rich husbands are reckoned prizes. Mr. Thornton's brow contracted. Mother, with a short, scornful laugh, I confess that the only time I saw Miss Hell, she treated me with a haughty civility which had a strong flavor of contempt. She was aloof as a queen. Be easy, mother. No, I am not easy. What business had she, a renegade clergyman's daughter, to turn up her nose at you? I would dress up for none of them if I were you. Mr. Hell is good and gentle and learned. As for Miss Hell, I will tell you what she is like tonight, if you care to hear. He shut the door and was gone. Despise my son. I should like to know where she could find such another. He's the noblest, stoutest heart I ever knew. I don't dare if I am his mother. I can see what's what. I know what Fanny is, and I know what John is. Despise him. I hate her. 好吧，今天就先到这儿了，拜拜。